All right, everyone. Halle Bailey is now officially no longer involved with DDG. Furthermore, who is her new boom? Scott Bridgway is the producer. Scott Bridgway is most recognized now for co-producing Kendrick Lamar's songs, such as Luther and Squabble Up. Pictures of these two getting booed up on a boat began to circulate everywhere yesterday. All right? And since there were reports that she was dealing with Brent FC, I think this threw everyone off guard. However, it appears that is her boyfriend. We are unsure of the exact moment these two began conversing. What is the history of that is known to us. We only know that these two were jeered while kissing on a yacht. Now, guess who shared these images on Popular? Indeed, DDG. As soon as word spread that Halle Bailey was being jeered by her new partner, he tweeted this. I'm not sure what implies precisely, though. All right, not sure if he's simply trying to be humorous to avoid seeming foolish or something else entirely. In any case, it seems to me that he is concerned. To be unconcerned would have meant saying absolutely nothing. The fact that those photos were released on the same day that DDG was viewing Halo, however, adds even more intrigue to this. DDG was given permission to travel to Italy to visit Halo from July 1st to July 3rd. But I'm not sure if she was with her partner on July 1st, even though it seems like she was. Now, under the watchful eyes of Halo's nanny and security, he could visit him daily from 6 a.m. until 9 o'clock p.m. Additionally, out with her partner around this period. She is out enjoying herself with her partner while he is over there attempting to see Halo. However, please share your thoughts with me in the comments section. How do you feel about Halle Bailey and Scott Bridgway, her new purported boyfriend? What are your thoughts on DDG's response? All right, folks. I am aware that you have all heard about your beloved Diddler. On the majority of his accusations, he was found not guilty. Diddy was now facing life in jail after being found not guilty on a RICO charge that involved racketeering. Additionally, he was found not guilty on 2 other offenses, including trafficking in ex-partners. All right, the charges carried a 15-year sentence. For the benefit of the RICO, the racketeering, he was now facing death. He was therefore exonerated of all 3 accusations. He was convicted on 2 transportation for prostitution. This now has to do with Cassie and Jane. All right? He faces up to 20 years in prison on those counts, but since he has no previous records, I don't think he will receive any more time, maybe only 2 to 4 years for each case. Thus, that ranges from 4 to 8 years. However, because others are predicting that he will essentially stroll with those 2, we'll have to wait and see. The judge is currently debating whether to allow Diddy to return home before sentencing. Thus, he could spend the 4th of July at home with his children. Guess who, though, is attempting to stop that? Cassie. In her letter to the judge, she requested that he be detained until his sentencing. They wrote, "We write as counsel for Cassandra Ventura to respectfully request that the court deny Mr. Combs to be released, pending his sentencing on his 2 convictions under 18 U.S.C. and 2421 pursuant to the Bear Reform Act, 18 U.S.C. After being found guilty of these offenses, it then states that custody is required. Additionally, Ms. Venter thinks that Mr. Holmes is probably going to endanger the community as well as the victims who testified in this case, including herself. We appreciate the court's time and consideration of this issue." I've been working on this video and following TMZ Live, and they recently revealed that Diddy was not granted bail. Therefore, I'm not sure if Cassie's letter is to blame. I'm not sure what it is, but he must remain incarcerated until sentencing. Initially refused him bail. He thus sees no justification for changing that. It appears that Diddy will not be walking anytime soon. For the time being, however, even though he was found guilty of the lesser offenses, he might still face a few years in prison. We will thus have to wait and see what transpires with the child. Everyone responded to the fact that he was essentially declared not guilty. Given that this individual was once more facing life in prison, many people believe that is a win-win situation. Young Miami was among the celebs that voiced their opinions. Her current score is 11/11 with 4 hearts. People therefore took 2, mean that she was standing by the person she loved. Boy now made a statement. Armand Wiggins was observed with baby oil splattered all over his body outside the courthouse. Simply been a whole catastrophe, everyone. However, I would like you all to read what individuals have to say regarding his conviction. However, I'll speak with you later. It's all I have to offer.
Government is who you blame if you feel that these victims didn't get justice because he was guilty of the domestic violence and all those things. But you know what they did? They swung for the fence and they went for a RICO.
Basically today, the jury decided that a RICO is not a RICO.
How do you feel about the verdict today?
I'm very happy. I feel like justice was served. I've been to a few of his parties and there's been nothing but generosity and positivity, and I've never seen anything negative ever.
I'm an independent journalist that had predicted this was going to be what happened. I said the RICO is weak.
Right. Hopefully he do get some therapy. Hopefully he does get some help. Right. Seek some help. Stay away from the drugs and the addiction. But
Diddy was found not guilty for the majority of his charges. So that's 3 out of 5 that he was found not guilty for. And I'm not even shocked, because when you're at a level of wealth, when you have a level of power, the same consequences that would exist for us don't exist for them. They don't need to play by the rules because they're playing their own game. And to them, fair is foul and foul is fair. If Diddy went down, the house of cards will topple. There is a bigger picture. People look at this like it's just Diddy acting alone, when this is simply not true. Diddy is a well-connected person, and that is by design. All of the celebrities, the who's who, the elites, were at those Diddy parties. And that's exactly who he was doing business with. So if Diddy went down, that means that some of the wealthiest people in the world would have also been implicated. And that was what they were trying to avoid. And this is a point that I've made multiple times. Systems of oppression thrive on incompetence and lack of knowledge. So if we don't know what's going on, then how can we mobilize? That's why we still don't really know the names that were on Epstein's list. So please, always look at the bigger picture, because there is a game far greater than our understanding currently being played.
Watch this. Make a UGC-style ad promoting coffee.
Tired of sugary sodas that leave you feeling sluggish? What if I told you?
Delicious bubbly drink that's actually good for your gut. Say hello to Poppy.
Say hello to Poppy. This isn't just any soda. It's packed with prebiotics and apples.
These 3 videos were all made from the footage I just recorded, and it took only a few minutes to create. So how does it work? I'll show you. But first, let's talk about what's really...
Man, I'm so glad Diddy free, bro. You know, the reason is because I'm tired of seeing us black moguls get took down like that, bro. Like, and I'm tired of seeing us black people go against us black moguls like that. And I feel like if Diddy was a white man who done all this shit for people, you know, I know he ain't paid people, but he done all this shit for hip-hop. If he was white, they would have had so many white people out there protesting for this man losing his life behind a relationship, you know. And people always, Boosie was on Diddy's side. Nah, it ain't that. It's because I'm thinking about 7 children. Y'all thinking about one person. I'm thinking about these 7 kids who been in my kid's position. Not knowing if your daddy gonna come home or not is a burden on the child. So all y'all was like, no, I'm thinking about them damn children, man. So, man, I'm glad he's free, bro. You know, like I've been said, I don't feel he was guilty of nothing. You know, nothing but domestic violence. You know, but the court spoke, man, and man, I'm happy that dude children, man. I know his feeling right now, bro. I'm just happy for them children, man. So, you know, Diddy, sit your ass down somewhere. That's what you need to do. Grab Stevie J and your children and get the fuck on.
Y'all, Diddy was found not guilty to everything but transportation to engage in prostitution. Which means sex trafficking, conspiracy, all that shit that he had fucking counts of charges on, that shit is thrown out, is gone. I figured that shit, I knew that shit was gonna happen because it's fucking P. Diddy. Be for real, for real. After all the evidence they had, this man still, you know, like, it's crazy as fuck, but that's just how the system works. Especially when you got money and you know people. It is what it is. I just know Carisha finna go get her man back. I just know she finna go get her man back. Beating 3 out of 5 charges is insane, especially when the 2 charges that he did was found guilty of was the same fucking charge. That man will be out of jail in no time. Everybody who talks shit about him said all this and that, baby, that man is coming back. I'm telling y'all, y'all better buckle up y'all motherfucking seatbelts, boo. Cause he finna let y'all ass have it. I feel so bad for Cassie, whatever her name is, because the shit she came out and said, and then now that man is like literally about to be free is crazy.